Hi, this is Adam for Jason Adam TV. Thank you for watching. If you haven't, please subscribe and give us a thumbs up. Okay, today I'm going to be watching a video clip Jason told me about. I haven't seen it. It stars the comedian Uncle Roger, or also known as Nigel Ng. And it looks like he's doing a comedy routine. So Jason thought that I might like this video clip, and he asked me to take a look at it and give some commentary. All right, so we're going to play the video of Uncle Roger.
Good country, good country, good country. We have to say that now, correct? All the phone listening, all the phone listening.
他甚至还开玩笑说，他用的是华为手机。
This nephew got Huawei phone, they all listening.
而现场这个人还喊了一句：“我用 Express VPN。”
You use Express VPN? Don't let.
We can watch the whole show, then we can come back and do the four. There are 4 or 3 clips.
Okay.
You want to see the whole clip?
Okay.
No, just do it one by one.
One by one. Okay. So yeah, the joke is pretty funny. He's making fun of China's surveillance state and the fact that China uses multitudes of data that are collected from Chinese tech products to spy on its own people and even spy on people overseas. So it's pretty funny. And the boy says that he has ExpressVPN. So when I was in China, I had a layover in Shanghai in 2015, I think. And I was delayed because my connecting flight to Taiwan, I missed it. So I was delayed in Shanghai for a while. And I was trying to send a message to my family back home to let them know that I was okay. And I couldn't do it. And I asked an American girl who worked in China, who was there in the airport, how she did it. And she said she had downloaded a VPN app. So yeah, to use a lot of messaging services in China, you have to have a VPN. So this is a funny joke.
Your government hear that, please. All our phone tap into it. Long live presidency. Long live presidency. Uncle Roger, social credit score going up. Nice.
Okay, so now he's making fun of the social credit system in China, where, you know, if you say anything derogatory about the government or about the president, your social credit score could decrease, and it could lead to consequences like you possibly being charged fines or you know, being unable to leave the country even. So he's talking to his phone in his pocket and saying that that he wants President Xi to have a long life.
我相信他这个不是在给。
Okay. So was that the video clip?
You play the whole thing?
I played from where you had it set.
Oh, we had to do it from the very beginning.
Okay. All right. I'm going to play the clip again from the very beginning. Evidently, there's a part I haven't seen.
All right. This time not just do a solo reaction. Okay. There are like 3 or 4, and you have to do it separately.
Okay.
Where you from? Wuhan! You need to wear the face mask. You need to wear a face mask. Take off the face mask, give to him. Thank you for the last 3 years. Why you eat that back? Why you eat that?
Okay, so he's referring to of course, the COVID pandemic, which started in Wuhan, China, and this poor guy is from Wuhan, and Uncle Roger is making light of the fact that he's not wearing a mask, and asks him why he ate the bat. So yeah, this is, humor is a very powerful tool, and a lot of political change throughout time has come through humor and comedians, cartoons, and things like that, editorial cartoons. So China has tried to obfuscate the origins of COVID and have not allowed a thorough investigation of how the virus started, which is part of the reason why countries right now are reevaluating their relationship with China. That, and also the crackdown on businesses in China, foreign businesses in China. So yeah, the relationship with China, between China and many other foreign countries, has cooled somewhat since the beginning of the pandemic, and that's only one of the reasons why. The pandemic and China's efforts to hide the origins of the pandemic. Many sources are now saying that it's likely that it did begin in the level 4 biolab in Wuhan, China, and that the Chinese government knew this and tried to cover it up. So yeah, it's funny, but at the same time, it's it points out the ridiculousness of the Chinese government trying to hide the origins of a pandemic that basically decimated economies around the globe, and threw everyone off for the past 3 years. Right now, even China is still suffering. 1 in 5 young Chinese are out of work, and that's a very, very high unemployment rate.
Do you want to talk about the attitude that Uncle Roger changed?
Yes, this is interesting because in 2021, Uncle Roger posted a video that featured Mike Chen, I believe is his name, and Mike Chen is a very controversial guy in China. And so Uncle Roger received a lot of backlash for this video. He ended up taking the video down and apologizing to the Chinese people for the video. And he's not the first celebrity to do this. I'm not excusing him in any way, but he is by far not the first celebrity to try to maintain good relations with the Chinese people in order to further their career or further his career. The NBA has done it. Multiple players in the NBA have done it. WTA is going back on its ban of tennis matches in China after the Peng Shuai incident. So yeah, a lot of celebrities they want to continue earning money in China, but it looks like Uncle Roger has decided enough's enough, and he is not going to hold back from making fun of the Chinese government. And I think this is a great development. I think people in free countries around the world should support Uncle Roger in this endeavor. So from what I've heard, Uncle Roger has received some backlash from the Chinese government. His Weibo account has been banned. So he is facing some backlash. We'll have to wait and see if he continues to stand up and stand behind his comedy.
观众说他来自广州。
广州 China okay China good country good country we have to say that now correct all their phone listening
他甚至还开玩笑说他用的华为手机。
This nephew got Huawei phone. They all listening.
而现场这个人还喊了一句
Okay, so he's pointing out that Huawei equipment has been singled out by governments around the world and has been phased out, or it's in the process of being phased out around the world because of its ties to the Chinese government and the fact that to operate within China, they have to follow the CCP and the party line. And there have been allegations of, apps on Huawei equipment sending information back to servers in China. There was an incident in Taiwan where someone had a Huawei tablet and found that it was sending information to China. So he's making light of the fact that that Chinese tech is likely to spy on you, even from outside China.
我用 Express VPN。
You use ExpressVPN? Don't let your government hear that, please.
You know what suyo is?
Yeah, it means wonderful, right? Yeah.
Can you say that?
Suyo.
No, you had to stress suyo.
Suyo. Okay. So yeah, he's warning this young man that he should watch what he says in the presence of his Huawei phone. So it's tongue in cheek, but also within China, it's a very big deal. The government spying on the people is a fact, and it's been ongoing for years now.
I'm just shocked at how old that how brave Uncle Roger is doing right now.
Yeah, and
it's pretty much suicidal.
It's his career in China on the line, and I agree. He's probably sacrificing quite a bit to make a stand here, and hopefully he does continue to make a stand. But like I was saying before, humor is a very powerful tool, and I think the Chinese government that's the reason why it's trying to crack down on this now. There was recently a comedian in China who was fined, I think, around $2 million for making a joke related to the Chinese military. So China is really starting to put the squeeze on the media. They've been putting the squeeze on the media. They're even putting the squeeze on entertainment now. And they're becoming more drastic in their measures to silence people. And that's, when you look at authoritarian governments throughout history, that has been one of their hallmarks, and that is trying to silence comedians, silence the media, or to control the media, to force their message out to everyone.
Tap into it. Long live presidency. Long live presidency.
Uncle Roger's credit score is going up.
Roger's social credit score going up. Nice.
So I enjoy this kind of humor, and it's a relief for people who see something so wrong going on, like the social credit score in China.
Some people still don't know what social credit is. You remember I talked about, a passenger got busted by their surveillance camera and posted on a huge screen.
Right. Jason showed me a video in China. If you are caught by traffic cameras committing a traffic crime, your face will be posted on a huge billboard next to the road, trying to shame you for your traffic offense. Very Orwellian, very 1984. And this is the state of China today. There for a while, they tried to allow some leeway in their media and in their entertainment in order to attract investment in China, foreign investment. But now it seems like they're turning their backs on foreign investment. And they are gearing up for war. The signs are all there. The writing is on the wall. If we don't pay attention to it, then we are going to suffer. And I don't know their motivation. I don't know the reason that they have started tightening the screws on their media, on their people, on foreign investment. It could be any number of things. It could be President Xi has this agenda of, becoming the most powerful nation in the world. It could be that global warming combined with the battle for resources in the near future has led him to solidify his power and try to, increase China's presence and power in the South China Sea and the South Pacific at large. It could be any number of things, but the ability to laugh at the absurdity that is the Communist Chinese Party kind of relieves some of the pressure. Laughter is the best medicine. And we should all laugh at something as absurd as the Chinese government is right now. We should be able to laugh at it and poke fun at it and expose it for what it is. And that's, the role of comedy in politics for a long time. That has been to expose the absurd, expose the corruption in government to the people so that the people will rightfully become outraged and do something about it.
I mean,
我相信
since the threat from China is getting worse, though, right? So do you have any words for Chinese people?
Definitely. For the people in China, there are close to 2 billion of you. If you were all to stand up and rise up against the government, they couldn't stop you. It would be a battle. It would be probably a long battle. But the government, if you stood behind each other and demanded more freedom and demanded that the government end the massive surveillance of the people, then it would have to eventually accept your demands.
I mean, Taiwanese people have to be more aware of the threat,
Definitely. I'm worried about the presidential election coming up because I do believe that the Communist Party of China wants to manipulate the election. China doesn't want a war with Taiwan because they know that it would snowball into a war with the United States. And the war with the United States would invoke other nations as well, other nations allied with the United States to fight back. And it would be probably the largest war in history thus far. And millions, if not billions of people would die. Forget about the immediate people, the soldiers being killed and the innocent bystanders being killed in the war. the famine, the hunger, the the breakdown of global logistics would kill a lot of people.
I think Taiwan needs to seek out more help and transfer our focus on other countries instead, China.
Of course, of course, Taiwan needs to diversify as much as possible. I know it's a small island and it's very, very close to China. It shares a culture with China, and it's much easier for Taiwan to do business with China. But Taiwan needs to extricate itself from the financial grasp of China as much as possible, because China, like I said, does not want a shooting war with Taiwan. Even though if it was limited to Taiwan, China would most likely win. But they know that the war could easily expand and become like a tar baby. They could get stuck in this never-ending or long-lasting war that could decimate the global economy. And they don't really want that, I believe. They don't really want to do that. They would much prefer a bloodless coup in Taiwan, and I think they are actively trying to manipulate the media in Taiwan using money. Taiwan has a democratic media, but the media is not immune to money influence from China. And I do believe that China is pouring a lot of money and disinformation into the presidential campaign for 2024 in Taiwan. Okay, so do you want to play the rest of the video?
Oh, you finished?
I think the video is just about finished.
All right, so I think that's pretty much.
Okay, so to sum up, I stand behind Uncle Roger in this endeavor, poking fun at the absurdity of the surveillance nation that is China right now, and the fact that China tried to cover up the origins of the pandemic, COVID-19 pandemic, that has caused such an economic burden on the whole world. We still haven't completely recovered from the pandemic.
All right, let's just replay again to go through everything. That's it.
Okay, let's play the video one more time.
Where you from? Wuhan! You need to wear the face mask. You need to wear a face mask. Take off the face mask, give to him. Thank you for the last 3 years. Why you eat that bat? Why you eat that bat? Why?
观众说他来自广州，
Guangzhou, China. China, okay. China, good country. Good country. Good country. Woo. We have to say that now, correct? All their phone listening. All their phone listening.
他甚至还开玩笑说他用的是华为手机，
This nephew got Huawei phone. They all listening.
而现场这个人还喊了一句：“我用 Express VPN。”
You use ExpressVPN? Don't let your government hear that, please. Or our phone tap into it. Long live presidency. Long live presidency. Uncle Roger, social credit score going up. Nice.
我相信他这个不是在给
Did
Okay.
you see the trend from America? In America, that they are against the China.
Yes.
In terms of media and the government.
Well, and it's totally due to China. China has tried to press this narrative that there's racism against Chinese people in America, but the fact of the matter is that Americans' view of China is the worst it's been ever in history right now, and the reason is not because of the Chinese people; it's because of the Chinese government. And I think there's been an effort to magnify. There are a lot of racist incidents that go on in America and have gone on for a long time. And I think that we are finding out more of them recently because of the saturation of smartphones and internet connection now. But I'm not going to say that racism doesn't exist in America. That's not true. It does. But it's in the minority of people. The majority of people are not racist. And another thing I would like to point out is that the Chinese government itself is racist when it says that the Chinese people must have a strong authoritarian government to govern them. Taiwan has proved them wrong. Taiwan is a nation, majority Han Chinese, who identify as Taiwanese now because they don't want to be associated with the Communist Party of China and what it stands for. But in saying that the Chinese people must be governed by an iron rule, by an authoritarian government, the Chinese government itself is being racist and totally incorrect. Because Taiwan has proved Chinese people can thrive under a democratic government. And Taiwan continues to thrive despite the pressure that the Communist Party is putting on the Taiwanese people. So that is the thought I'd like to leave everyone with. And that is, the Chinese government is sowing the seeds of discord, not vice versa. All right. If you have any comments or questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section. And thank you for watching Jason Adam TV. We hope to see you again next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.